And welcome back, and continuing our conversation from earlier. And this is about the VBS Mutual report that was conducted by Advocate Terry Mutau and on behalf of the Reserve Bank. And of course, amongst some of the recommendations and also allegations contained therein is this peculiar case of the Capricorn District Municipality. So trying to get to the bottom of exactly what is going on here, we have with us the current and the former mayors of this municipality, Mr. Gilbert Kganyago and Mr. John Mpe. Now, Mr. Kganyago, there's so much I want to ask, but
yes.
Let me just run through it and let's keep it short because we don't have much time. Just going back to the issue we were discussing before the break about the CFO's suspension, and you said that was done by administration.
Absolutely.
Now, it worries me again because, and I asked you, in terms of the Municipal Systems Act of 2000, in terms of the council rules,
yes.
Is that even doable? I mean, can an administrator suspend a CFO?
Well, she was not even suspended for long, if I remember, about a few days, 5 days or so.
It doesn't matter. Can that be done?
Yeah, the administration, once they take that decision, once the municipal manager takes that decision, he or he must bring it to the executive mayor, who must present it to the council for consideration. And that is the procedure. That is how it must
Was
be
it
done.
done?
It was done.
Did it go to council?
Absolutely.
Did council resolve on this matter?
The council said that the intention or the decision to suspend should be put aside. It was for other reasons and not for the VBS reasons, if I remember.
I'm very worried once again about the grasp that you seem to have on your duties as a mayor.
No,
but let me defer to Mr. Mpe here.
I can't say different from that. Even the delegation of authority says so. Says the issue on the decision about senior managers in terms of disciplinary matters lies with the municipal manager.
But how can she be suspended if council hasn't taken a resolution to suspend her? Even if it was for a day, even if it was for an hour, why did that happen?
Absolutely, and that is the question that we then took to the council for consideration to say, what are the reasons that led to the suspension and how was it done? Was it done within the law and so on and so on?
This worries me, Mr. Mpe.
Well, the senior officials in government get appointed by council. And therefore, if you want to suspend them, even if you want to appoint somebody to act, it is the responsibility of council. So I think I found it very much surprising that the former executive mayor did not know that. Anything that had to do with Section 56, 57 managers had to go through council. But one thing that I just want to highlight is that, look, maybe he had a good intention to empower black-owned banks, but you see, you do not have to change. If you want to you cannot change the investment policy of the municipality, because that investment policy must be consistent with Municipal Finance Management Act. And we have seen that in June 2016, the mayoral committee, chaired by the former mayor, also took a resolution to review the investment policy. Which is inconsistent with the law, saying that they want to regularize the issue of diversification. But what is at the heart of the issues here is that we've got a responsibility as government to empower emerging financial institutions and service providers, but that must be in line with the law.
Okay.
And,
Mr. Kganyago, why are you no longer mayor of Capricorn District Municipality?
In 2016, South Africa went to local government elections on the 3rd of August. And my party did not deploy me there. They deployed a new mayor. That's the only account.
Is that the only reason?
Absolutely.
And we saw in today's Mail and Guardian, Supra Mahumapelo, the former provincial chairperson of the ANC in the Northwest Province, being accused of basically instructing, as a word that was used, or for actively encouraging municipalities to invest with VBS. In your case, was there any pressure brought from elsewhere, or was this purely your decision as a council?
Yeah, well, in the first place, I never instructed anybody to invest in the municipality, and I never even benefited. So I have got nothing to do with the process how the VBS was introduced into the municipality.
But Mr. Kganyago, what you fail to understand,
Yes.
it's not about whether you benefited, number one,
Yeah.
or the fact that no money was lost,
Yeah.
thankfully in your case,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
other municipalities did lose money.
Absolutely, yes.
The fact here is that you actually went against the prescripts of the law. That is the issue at hand.
Yeah, the issue here was we must be seen to be transforming the landscape, the financial landscape, in terms of new and emerging financial services providers and the new banks like this. The VBS, which was an emerging black bank from a disadvantaged background. And once we took that decision in principle to say that even in the cooperatives, even in other organizations, do consider making investment, we said it is up to management to ensure that a due process of procedure is followed to introduce any such new participants.
But you're going against the law, Mr. Kganyago.
No, it's not going against the law. When you say we want transformational issues, but the person who goes against the law is that who does it without advising that it cannot be done.
But you are
on
telling
this.
them to do it.
No, we're not telling them to say, go to VBS. We're saying to them, look at the broader picture of how you must diversify the investments of the municipality. And if they happen to pick up the VBS, which was not at our instruction, if they happen to pick it up, they should have then followed the due process, like my former my
Mr.
executive
Kganyago,
mayor
are you
says.
going to take responsibility? Are you willing to sit here today and be held accountable for anything with regard to the Capricorn District Municipality's illegal investment in VBS Bank?
No, I did not do that personally. I do not take responsibility for that. It is the decision of management, and it can be traced through the records of the municipality. We can even subject it to a tribunal to establish what could probably be the processes
You
that
have a
unfolded.
report. It was unlawful.
Absolutely, and it was not done by the mayoral committee. It was not done by me, even as the executive mayor.
Okay.
The people who did it must be held responsible. I learned from the statement by the municipality that they even took disciplinary action against them.
It is clear.
That was
Mr.
good.
Kganyago is not taking any responsibility, no accountability whatsoever. Mr. Mpe, right now, Capricorn District Municipality, where do you stand and what have you learned? What has been any fallout or any repercussions from this VBS saga?
Well, of course, I think as a municipality, since the inauguration of myself as the executive mayor, we took action. We took disciplinary action. Issues of political responsibility lie with the ruling party to decide what to do with those that took decisions. And it will be wrong for us sitting here to try and blame the administration. We are leaders. We must take responsibilities. And as I said, we've got it on record that the decision was taken by the mayoral committee. It's a political structure led by the mayor. It's a mayor's committee. It's like a cabinet of the municipality. So I think from our side, we have done all what we could to make sure that all our interests in terms of VPS, all the money is back, the interest is brought back, and we are fine. Leaders must take political responsibilities now for their own actions. And as I've said, that we are prepared. If we do not want to say Mr. Kganyago is guilty, there must be a due process. If that opportunity comes, he must be able to account. But he must take political responsibility.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for. Thanks to Mr. Gilbert Kganyago, former executive mayor of the Capricorn District Municipality, and the current mayor, Mr. John Mpe, for joining us. And I think we've done all we can as well. So we'll leave it there for the time being. Let's take a quick break.